I've been doing a little more cutting than I have been in recent times. Partially probably because of my physical being. Well, actually, that is, well, I should say everything. That we're three pieces, friends. We're three pieces. Now, over the years, old Buck and Billy Ray, and this is not a joke, and you'll, if you know any old fallers, what it was a leather belt like this. You had a leather belt with a wedge pouch on it like that. You never packed no axe scabbard like that. You freaking pack your axe in your belt. Some old fallers do it too. Or some young guys do it too because they're kind of paying homage to the old fallers and the old tradition of timber falling. And you usually go with what your mentor or the guy that broke you in, what he did, right? Fellas, that's what we do. Come on, let's be honest. And then you fine tune your system as you go. I packed an axe in my hip for the first many years falling, in my belt. And then I jumped off a log one time, and that handle of that freaking axe hit on a log like that, and this part of the pole scraped right up my spine and tore the skin off my spine. And the next day falling was sore. I'll be honest, it was sore. And I thought, I got to figure out a different system. So I started throwing it tree to tree. Yeah, I just said, forget it. I'm just going to throw it from tree to tree. And then that changed my falling game and put some more dangerous techniques into my falling that I wasn't smart. I started not using wedges. And I started setting wood up and hitting it and banging more and got into some bad habits. Paid the price, of course. And then I changed everything. I changed everything. And I started looking at ways to get the weight off my hips. Here's another view of it. This is my injury, friends. I got my CD in the mail. I requested an accident report. But look at this. My whole left side of all my vertebrae were busted right off. This whole smashed. I got so lucky on that. But L5, there we go. There we go. Here it comes. Look at L5. Oh, that's crazy. It was just destroyed. There it is, straight on. Okay, so this is from the back. This is looking at it from the back. This is what vertebrae are supposed to look like that. Well, where's L5? It's been shattered into pieces. So that's what it is. And you can see my left side is sunk. I'll never forget that. Yeah. He went to work pretty good on me there. Check this one out. Look at this. That was my left leg. And that actually, I didn't even get hit in the leg, friends. It didn't hit me in the leg. I was on the move when I got hit, actually. So friends, if you're interested, I've only ever done one video on my accident, and it's called "The Day I Almost Died in the Bush." And it was a very raw video, and but I actually have the injury report of my innards and what happened to me. They sent it to, I requested it because I wanted to talk to you guys about it. So if you're interested in hearing about the extent of that accident in injury wise and inside my all that, I have it here. Let me know if you want to do a video on that. Young stallion's not going to worry about it, but an older guy who's been smashed around, he's going to look for a better system. I have worked. Friends, do you remember when I did this with Weaver? They reached out to me, and I built this for Weaver, or designed it with them. This is a game changer, a complete game changer. So, in their infinite wisdom, this will be a quick one because I got to get out. I'm going falling right now, actually. It's not a big job. But with just this is what happens. Let me explain this to you real quick. We might as well, we're on video. So here it is. When I got 2 or 3 trees to fall, friends, Boom. This is the game, right? My new wedge banger. There'll be more on that, right? So this is what we do. And I don't have it too high up on my hip because I can't get my shoulder back. So I drop mine down a little bit. So it hangs down kind of around there. You'll see it in the videos. And the reason for that is this, right? That's the reason for that. It hangs down so I can just reach and grab it. But that's 4¼ pounds. It's 4¼ pounds there. So it's continuously doing this, sliding down, and a bit more of this. So I've decided again, because I'm doing a little more cutting these days. I got a beautiful wedge pouch I bought at Walker's Saw Shop. I'm gonna give Weaver's new setup an opportunity. Friends, you know what? We didn't, fallers in BC, these aren't a thing here. Shoulder pads are not a thing here, friends. We didn't, this is like Washington, Oregon, the States, I think, maybe even, or as well. We didn't do this. We just packed our power saw on our shoulder up the logging road or in the setting, depending on the terrain. You don't pack it on your shoulder in the bush, like on a steep grade full of logging slash. You pack it down low with your bar back. But when there's times when you're packing in and out of the setting, you want that saw on your shoulder because it just is easier to carry and it makes sense. But we never did this. We didn't do this. We just put it on our shoulder, and that's how that was. So, but this is a heck of an idea. It's an excellent idea. So I'm just putting a little Buck and Billy Ray grease on my goodies today. I'm softening this up. It's brand new. It's from Weaver. It's their legacy. It's their legacy Faller's belt. And of course, look what they done for me years ago, friends, right? I'm pretty proud of that little sucker. I had a lot of input. Well, I designed it. I'm just going to say it. I designed it. Weaver and I did. And I love Weaver. I've been running their climbing belts and a lot of their rigging for so many years now. I've been in the game quite a while. But don't think for a second, friends, that don't forget about your leather conditioner stuff. Keep your stuff greasy, man. Keep it greasy. It's going to last longer. It's going to be suppler to use in and out, especially something like this. This is a really good design, this thing. Not just saying it because I did it, because Weaver had their input on this too, and the two of us came up with some really good ideas to make this. Hey, I want right now, who's got this? Who's got this? Who's got this pouch with the plastic in it and everything? Who's got this? I want to know. I want to hear from you. I love this thing. It's what I run, actually. It's what I run. So I'm just giving her a little grease today, friends. And I'm setting up my Weaver Legacy Faller's belt, and I'm going to give it a shot. It's because I got to get my weight off my hips again. I got to get it up to my shoulders. So that's what I'm doing today. Here's another thing I like about this, friends. Look at this. We're on. Oh, actually, maybe that will work. Maybe that is the spot. Actually, it might be. Let's leave it there for now. Actually go anywhere. So let's do this, and then let's go through here. Let's quickly check the placement of this axe scabbard. I'm actually going to tell you, actually, I think we might be onto something. It's all got to work, or it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Trust me. I think we might have a problem. We might have a problem here. We got to check everything. You can't be... I don't care where the buckle sits. Quite honestly, I don't care. Let's see. Well... friends, we're in. This is it. This is Weaver's Legacy Loggers belt. Scabbard, the whole gamut with the buck and scabbard. The belt they send with this is just a nice big leather belt. I have it too. And it's got loops with keys on it, and you just hook in and clank, and you go, and you can set it up. It's actually a really good design now that I think about it. Anyway, back to the video. The bucking. Okay, so that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. My wedge pouch is fine. Actually, I don't mind it. I usually have it a touch back, but I think I can let that hang right there. It's nice and accessible, as long as it's not on my elbows, which it's not. Limbing. I think we're there. Here's what I like about having this up here, friends, okay? I'm not used to these shoulder pads, but it is actually a good idea. And I do pack my saw around, but I've never used the shoulder pads. I'm thinking, I speak of evolving and trying new things. Here's what I like about this system right now. This right here. That. This is what I like about this system. The weight is now on my shoulders. It's not on my hips. Friends, I fell for I got 18 years of freaking falling before I even turned on the camera at YouTube with a old school. So this, I quite like. Weaver, you guys, I got to tell you, you put effort in. I like it because you can adapt to your own systems if you like. I think it's time we collaborated again, you and I, Weaver, on a couple things. Sincerely. Not everybody needs this big setup, but there's lots that do, and lots that need something in between. I like this. I've lost some weight, friends. Okay, so this I'm actually glorious with. Well, that's funny, friends. I've been freaking running Weaver products years before the internet. Way before the internet. Way back when we did this together, friends, it was my first ever thing that I did on the internet with any company. It was Weaver, and it was way back in the day, and we designed this. I designed it, and we spent some time together. And I want to go down and see Weaver, actually. I want to go to their facility and do a tour. Would you guys be interested in that? They're a big operation, friends, in my mind. Their products are worldwide. They're everywhere. And they're so cool to work with. I love working with Weaver. Anyway, I'm going to go to their factory and do some. So when we collaborated on that faller scabbard, that axe scabbard, it was a hit. It was a hit. They actually came to Buck and Stock too and set up a booth. They sold out within 3 hours. Their stuff was gone. Sammy came up to me and goes, "Buckin, we're sold out." I said, "I'm telling you." Anyways, it was really fun. It was super fun. So if you got one of those pouches, get your flappers down in the comment section. Tell me how you're enjoying it. I think what I enjoyed the most about those pads was the weight was distributed all across my shoulder. I thought it was mainly just for packing your saw, but I realized that it's more of it's a weight distribution thing, friends. I really like it. I got to be honest. I am getting older. I mean, come on. The facts are the facts, Buckin. So I quite enjoy it. Anyways, back to the video. And we're going to get into this fall-in video in the next couple of videos. Friends, I love you all. Thanks for watching. Work hard. Be honest. And don't be afraid to change. Adapt. Pride is one thing. Stupidity is another. It's more support. Oh, this is... This is quite nice. Okay, fine. If anybody's ever wondering what... Yeah, that's actually perfect. If anybody's ever wondering what these are for, it's this. Right? It's that. You see? So it sits on there like that. We just didn't use them here. We just didn't do it. The followers I worked with didn't use them. And you got to be careful doing this. And this is why you don't traipse around in the bush like this, because you trip on that. Them dogs, guess where them dogs are going? Straight into the back of your neck. I've done it, friends. And you know what I did one time? I freaking went down. I pulled down on my bar and went whip and freaking over-ended my power saw so it was gone from me. I did it, friends. That's why I don't like promote a lot of this stuff that's not. So what we would do is I would put, depends on where we going. This is what I would do, friends. Right? Hey, how you doing there, Jake?
Fantastic.
Thanks, buddy. I'd stick my 2-in-1 jug full of gas just like this, right? Like this. And when there's gas in it, it counterbalances the weight and literally frees up both your hands. You know what I mean? So this is for fallers, friends, young fallers or old, whatever. You guys know the deal. I ain't trying to tell you to do nothing, but this is what it was. Everybody has their own system, but actually this is a smart idea. It is. Having these on here, it's a very smart idea, right? You can go shoulder to shoulder, right? See? I like it. I do like it. I'm just not used to that. There's a couple different ways, but look at that dog. Look at that dog. Look at, you go down and don't think it hasn't happened to fellas. That's the deal. I'm kind of a righty guy, so we're going to use this power saw today. I think I got a full house grind on this Weaver. I like it a lot, actually. This is interesting, and it's softer on the shoulders. Oh, this is the new system right here. I like it. Let's get to work. Just hold that on the stump. Like 30 something, 32 feet to here.
Yeah, we had to get close to 40 because of the saw.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't that, we're only so close.
Yeah, that's 33 feet right there.
Oh, and these guys, that's Bryson there.
Okay.
You met Bryson.
Hey, Bryson.
And Josh was in the house there.
Okay, Big Josh.
And Christina.
Okay.
You know, it's crazy, friends. When I do these videos, I talk about this once in a while. I'm really impressed with this particular system. I've run a few over the years. I've run a few, and some are this and some are that. But you've got to customize your own game. Everybody's physically different. You'll notice some guys' axes sit way above their buttocks. That's because they've got a buttocks. Or down lower. Everybody's physically different, and no system is the same for any faller. It's little tweaks for this and that to adapt to their body frames. These freaking shoulder pads, I thought they were just for packing saws, but man, oh man, the weight distribution across the shoulder, this is a smart idea. Man, this old dog's learning new tricks. Anyways, I've tried different systems through the years, but I'm really enjoying this, so good job, Weaver.
Straight by that little seagull on the top there.
Really, yeah.
And that's this one.
Yeah.
But remember now, we shot kind of not straight away from the house, a little bit of an angle.
Yeah.
So we shorten our distance.
Oh my gosh, can I ever ramble, friends? I have already done this outro like 3 times and deleted it because of the flapping of my gums. I go off on a tyrant. But I want to end this video with an announcement that I was talking to you guys about in the last couple of videos. And I'm going to make it as short as I can and sweet as I can. But it's hard to because there's a story. There's a story. Let me put it to you this way. For starters, this is massive. It's massive. Remember that little company called Ripsaw in Pennsylvania that I went down and did work with and promoted, and they got saws in people's hands and products and chains and mufflers and pipes and, well, Eric called me the other day on a FaceTime, said Buck, and him and Jake were sitting there and I could see them. They were holding it back. They were trying to hold the excitement back. You could feel the energy coming through the freaking phone. I said, boys, what's up? I call them the boys. He says, Buckin', because when they were heavy into the still, friends, and that was one part about working with Ripsaw, that they had the Huskies, but they were heavier on the still a little bit. They were. And I'm a staunch Husqvarna man. So I'm going to try not get sidetracked here. Friends, Ripsaw, when I came on the scene for Ripsaw, they got buried. We buried them, friends. You, me, we buried them. That's power. Thank you. Thanked to this community who trust my word. That's amazing, friends. That's why I'm not a saturated brand. That's why I talk about only things I know about and that I can stand behind and say, go see this character. It don't matter what it is. Your freaking referrals are your jacket. You wear your referrals. So be careful who you refer. I'm telling you this. So anyways, long and the short, see, I'm already sidetracking. Ripsaw, boys, I'm so proud of you and excited that you wanted me to announce this to everybody. Friends, Ripsaw is now a Husqvarna dealer. You can go to their website and buy a 562 today and have it in the mail tomorrow. There's no lead times. They're gone. These boys dug themselves out of a hole. I was concerned for them. I'm going to say it. I like freedom. And freedom is only bred or whatever through honesty. And I live free. Free as free can be. And these boys had me startled. But they dug themselves out of a hole, friends. And they were 8 months behind. That was hard to promote for me. So I laid back and I kept in touch with them and asked them, how are things going? Like, we're getting there. We got the CNC rolling now. We're getting caught up. Eric, I can't speak for you, brother, and Jake and Andrew, but are you guys actually caught up? I'm asking you. Get in here and talk to me. Are you caught up? Because now that you're a Husqvarna dealer, or we are a Husqvarna dealer, that's what he said to me, friends. He says, Buck, and you're a Husky dealer now, right? And I'm like, what? He goes, to your team, Ripsaw. So he says, get your 592. He says, I know you bought one. Get that 592 down to Walker's. Ripsaw told me this. He says, Eric says, go get your 592, send it down to Walker's. Ask Johnny politely if he'll take the head off and send it down to us, and we'll port the sucker for you and send it back to you within days. I grabbed that 592 as quick as I could. I ran down to Johnny Walker and said, Johnny, Ripsaw's CNC port and saws. Would you mind? He goes, fucking, come on, don't be silly. He took it off. He sent it yesterday, I think. Yesterday or the day before. It's on the way to Ripsaw for CNC porting on my 592. Friends, I got to stop the video here because it's getting long. But Eric, Jake, and Andrew, and your employees, I've seen it firsthand. I've seen you pulling your hair out. I've seen you struggling. And for me to be able to announce this to people, truly, Eric, thank you for this opportunity to share this news with people. This is massive. This aligns us so much more. I'm a staunch Husqvarna man, and I don't bash other saws. I don't do it. I don't bash anything. I use what I use. People ask me, I tell them. You ask me about clone saws or fake saws or knockoffs, I tell you to your face, they're garbage. That's what I say to you. I'm honest. I live in freedom. Okay? So you want quality, stand-up, backed work, you go see Ripsaw and Walker Saw Shop. I've been dealing with these men for many years. Do you know, there was a book, I'll end on this. Ripsaw, I'm proud of you. Extremely proud of you. And I'm really excited now that we can sell Husqvarnas. You still got stills, but don't you guys do mail-in? So you can still mail your stills in. Go buy a still somewhere and mail it into them. They'll port it. CNC porting. And they do a nasty 500. Anyways. See, I lost it. I lost my train already. I got to end this video. I'm so excited right now, friends. When I get back from Buckenstock, which is coming up real quick, I'm flying down to see Ripsaw, and we're going to do another shoot down there. And we're going to get the old testing grounds out there, and we're going to run some saws, and we're going to build some pipes. I'm excited for you boys. Well done. Husqvarna, if you ever see this video, you got some strong young men on your side there, and they're going to sell a lot of power saws for you, and I'm going to help. Husqvarna has been around a long, long time. I will end on this. I love my 500i. I can say this wholeheartedly, all day long, every day. If there was a 500i sitting there and a 572 sitting there, and they're not even in the same class, they're not. One's a 70cc saw class, and the other is an 80cc saw class. I'm grabbing the Husqvarna 572 ported with a pipe on it all day. Is it heavier? Yep. Is it smaller in cc's? Yep. If you know, you know. Husqvarna dealer. That's nuts. I'm going to leave their link in the description, friends. Go down and see them. Go poke around their website. Check out what's available. You need a saw. You buy it today. It's probably at your house in the next couple of days. This is nuts. Well done. And Johnny Walker, if you ever see this, dude, thank you for doing this for me and sending that. I didn't want to butcher it or break it. Thank you, Johnny Walker. I love yous. Friends, work hard, be honest, and be kind. I've got a ton of footage coming your way. And if you want a little more out of YouTube, join my members group. Pop over. Be good to see you there. Check it out for a month. See what you think. If you don't like it, leave. But I'll see you over there.